Today, we're talking about worthwhile commitment, and if you don't know what the word commitment means, there's so many different definitions of it. A commitment means a promise, making a promise and following through with it, or making a pledge or a vow. Commitment also means obligation. That when you obligate yourself to something, that you're going to follow through with it. Commitment also means dedication. And one more definition is duty. Life is so full of commitments. All of us have different commitments. Most of you have a commitment to school. That is to go to school and to commit yourself to doing well. And you don't just go to school and just show up there and sit and look around and don't do anything. You're committed to doing your very best. Amen? Amen. You need to do your very best, and especially as believers. Believers need to commit themselves fully to everything that they do and glorify God in all that they do. Other commitments that we have are to our family. For myself, I'm committed as a father to raise up my children properly, raise them up in the way they should go, raise them up in the ways of the Lord, be an example to them. You're committed as sons and daughters to honor your parents, to do good things for your parents, to help them out, and to honor them in the home. There's other commitments that we have, for instance, to our churches. We need to commit to our churches. We don't just show up in church and expect them to bless us. Amen? Amen. We need to be committed to our churches, going to them, offering up our gifts and abilities, serving wherever God leads us to serve. Amen? Amen. But in all these different commitments, we need to get our priorities correct. We need to get our priorities right. Because when we get those priorities, how we should do each thing and in which order, everything flows out of that foundation in our life. So the order of things, the order of priorities in our lives as believers should be God first. Amen? Amen. We need to be committed to God first. And then next, under that should be our family. And depending on where you are in life and your responsibilities and things, your next priority could be school or ministry or work, so on like that. But your first commitment needs to be to God. We're to love the Lord our God with all our souls, all our minds, and all our understanding. Amen. Got a little dried out there. So we're to love the Lord our God with all of our hearts. Not just a little portion of our heart. Not just a little bit of our day. Not just on Sunday when we show up at church. We need to love Him with all of our hearts, all of the week, all of the time. Amen? Amen. And our second commitment needs to be our family, as I said. And even with leaders, it gives us some outlines for those priorities in our Bibles. In the first and second book of Timothy and the book of Titus, there's so many verses in there that relate to leadership and that leaders need to have their family in God's order. Because if they don't have their families in a proper order, what right do they have to be leading others? To be leading church. Amen? So your commitment to God needs to be number one.